After a warm session with our Honorable State Minister, I think let's get back to the topic of today, where we all come for discussion on finance and insurance. So the finance topic was over. Now we are here for the insurance topic. As per the survey what was done recently by FADA, one of the key point what has come is the TAT across passenger car as well as commercial vehicle segment from the insurance company. One of the, almost 65% of the respondent had said that the TAT time is very poor on the process of the insurance, either the appointment of the surveyor or the approvals or the payment. So can I have the views of the panel members? How do we go about, what is the way forward, how the TAT can be reduced? Can you start?
Yeah, hi. As far as stats are concerned, I mean, it's a continuous evolving space. While in terms of processes and in terms of the iterations that we've been doing for the past over a decade and a half, there's a lot of digitalization that has happened. But digitalization also comes at the cost of kind of balancing this with the hygiene that is at play here. And that is what kind of decelerates the journey of digitalization. What essentially delays specifically is not the amount of checks and balances today. It is also the amount of time it takes for whether it is parts, whether it is repair work, whether it is the availability of time with the insured when he's leaving the vehicle to the garage. All those factors kind of play a role into this. However, when you talk about digitalization across the plethora of companies that are there, everybody is now having that digitalization in place wherein all the claims are managed end to end, and to a certain value they are managed end to end at the workshop itself. However, we do come across as an industry the kind of challenges on hygiene, which is what kind of plays a role here. If along with FADA and the people here, we can join hands in terms of ensuring some amount of checks and balances to kind of clear the path here, we can definitely accelerate further. But that is again, continuous work in motion already. There's nothing that out of the way that we are evolving today that has not been yet. In fact, in a certain space, we have kind of decelerated ourselves in terms of digitalization on this. So I think we have to put it into different parts and then try to minimize the TAT here, and that will probably, add the value here overall.
Neelakantan, sir, what's your view on this?
Yeah, thank you. The first question is a curveball, I think. I agree with Manoj whatever he said about the entire process evolving. So actually, if we go back in time and see what was the status of the industry, say 10 years back, 15 years back, I think the TAT was much worse there, but we have improved a lot as far as the processes are concerned, compliances are concerned. So if we break down the processes right from the intimation of the claim, the deputation of the surveyor, then the actual process of assessing the loss, and then the repair works being carried out. I think a lot of technology has come into the picture now. So right from intimations, now once the intimations received, the surveyor deputation is now happening very fast. Now earlier, probably it used to take a day or two for the surveyors to visit. Now it's almost on the same day within hours. Now we are measuring TAT in terms of hours, not in terms of days. So the processing, the actual process of the inspection of the vehicle, a lot of technology has come in. We are doing live video streaming. So all these things have helped us in reducing the TAT. I agree that this has always been a pain point as far as the industry is concerned. And this is a basic hygiene, I agree. So TAT has been reducing, and as an insurer, we are endeavoring our utmost to ensure that we are constantly working on always reducing the TAT at various levels, at various processes, right from the surveyor deputation to the processing and to the final settlement.
Rohit, I have a follow-up question on this, instead of repeating the same point. With the advancement of, all of us are moving over to digital, and the digital footprints are increasing in our day-to-day operations, and with the AI being the new thing on the block, most of the insurance company even now are using the old method of communicating by email or by letter or so. And most of the insurance companies do not have a dealer-specific dashboard. So today, number of claims logged, surveys appointed, claim intimation is done. A single dashboard is not there. So with the new gen insurance companies coming in, the technology changing in today's sphere, what's your view and what do you think is the way forward this process will evolve? Because this is an evolving process. We can't say the TAT is, maybe 3 years back, appointing a survey in 48 hours was a good TAT. But today it is 1 day, maybe 6 months down the line, it may be 2 hours. So it's always an evolving thing. So your views on the technology in this point?
Thanks. Technology has always been playing a key role in how the claim is settled. And if you look at it, it's now playing a very dominant role, especially after what COVID has happened. If you look at it, the claim process, it can be split into various processes, right? So right from the claim intimation to surveyor appointment to claim assessment, the value assessment, and the final DO, right? And then the payment to the dealer about the cashless claim. I think most of the insurers, the top insurers, have already moved it to complete digitalization on that side. Everything from claim intimation to the payment is now moving digital. I think every insurance company is in a very different stage of their life cycle, and slowly everyone is adopting. I think, but as an industry, the endeavor is to make it completely digitalized. And if you're talking about the dashboards, today I'm aware about a lot of insurance companies which today gives a dealer dashboard, in which you can look at the claim stage, claim assessment, what is the stage right now, when the payment has happened, even the payment details are available, right? But as you said, right, as an industry overall, everyone is not at the same stage of life cycle. I think, but I can tell you on the behalf of the industry that every insurance company is making a lot of effort to digitalize it. It's in their own interest to do that because paperwork is very tedious, and it's not only the simple technology today. If you talk about, and when I talk to my colleagues here sitting in the panel, I'm aware of a lot of people are putting a lot of effort on AI to make it much more seamless process for the customer as well as from the dealership. See, when you're an insurance company, your core product is claim settlement, right? If you don't make that process seamless and a good experience for the customer, he will always have disconnect. And it's an evolving process, right? It is where things are what today, right? Your expectations will be very different tomorrow, right? And it's a journey where we are also adopting to the technology and coming to it. Any specific feedbacks, I think as an industry, we'll be more than happy to evolve and come to the standards which you want.
Coming to you, sir, I think WhatsApp has now become a way of life here in India. And so WhatsApp has become a way of life in India. So WhatsApp business with the AI and other things being in place, how do you think the insurance company would be able to integrate WhatsApp in the way of communication between the dealer, the surveyor, the customer, your office, so that the flow of information is on real-time basis and people get it fast at the end of the day?
Yeah, good evening all. First of all, thank you FADA for inviting us in this panel. I'll take this question on both TAT as well as the use of WhatsApp. So, motor insurance is taken by a customer, it's a mandatory because of its mandatory in nature. The real feel comes to the customer, hardly 25% is the claim frequency. 25% of the person gets into claim and they get the real taste of insurance. So it's extremely important for insurance companies to show the value in event of a claim. So far as TATs are mentioned, I believe entire industry is working heavily to improve the TAT on whatever level. So if we talk about, it's evolving. If we talk about 10 years, 20 years back, the TAT that was acceptable to market was 2 months. From that, it has come to days and hours. So it is evolving. And so far as the dashboarding is concerned, I can tell you, many companies have developed it. And we are being monitored on various stats by our broker friends. So it is a regular, review mechanism happens. And coming to WhatsApp, yes, that's the most effective way of communication to the customer. There are challenges because if you want to communicate to a customer, the tri-regulation and all would come. But we do communicate through SMS about the various stages of the claims. So the WhatsApp is just a communication tool, the mode. That's all.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and thank you, FADA, for inviting us on this stage. Okay, now I go to your question on TAT on claims. So you will have to divide a claim into different stages. The time the claim comes in, the vehicle enters into a workshop, from the time it leaves the workshop. There are various stages in claim. One is appointment of surveyor, and then approval from insurance company, and then issuance of DO after the vehicle is made. So different stages are there. If you get information on those stages, then it becomes very easy for dealership and for customer to understand and empathize with what is happening with his vehicle. So what we have done is, as mentioned by Subhashish here, we have come out with a TAT, and we have a SLA signed with the insurance companies on this, in which we see what kind of numbers, how the TAT is performing against each claim. So of course there are some outliers, but then there are reasons for those outliers as well. While we monitor this, we review this, and we see that all the customers get similar kind of service within TAT. That's the kind of information which we get. In our portal, we have done an integration with insurance companies that when we are getting information from at each stage, of course, my colleagues said some time back that all the companies are not connected, they are not aligned, they are not at the same stage of integration. However, when we get this information from insurance company, we are better placed to give that information to dealer, and he is in position to tell customers, sir, aapka gaadi kab milega. That's the kind of background which we are working on. As far as WhatsApp is concerned, yes, it's a tool. It's a tool of giving information, whether it is SMS or WhatsApp or something. We really are working on that. That's all for me. Thank you.
Gurpreet, your view on it? On TAT process and appointment of survey, because being a PSU, you still have external surveyors coming for a claim beyond a particular point of amount of claim. And we find a lot of times that the job has been completed based on the survey and the liability report, but the final approval has not come because the survey report is not reached. And most of the time, the PSU company says that we will not accept your bills from the workshop till the survey report comes. Hence, there will be a delay in processing the payment.
Good evening. First of all, thanks to FADA for organizing such a great summit and bringing all these partners on our single forum to have this discussion on various concerns, and all these queries. But my request is, please don't limit this discussion and concerns to this summit or seminar only. Let's make it a regular feature on quarterly basis. At least FADA and one representative from insurance company can meet on quarterly basis, though not in such a big ambience, but just over a cup of tea and just chai pe charcha. But we should, because the sharing of ideas will help a lot to industry, not to PSU, not to private, not to dealer. It will help to the industry. Now coming to the question, what you're saying, just PSU being a PSU, it is a common perception that we are lagging behind this digitalization, all these things. Due to processes and certain limitation, yes, it is true up to some extent, but still we are in digitalization, very much in digitalization. We are using digital service providers. We are using our in-house digital claim processing software, loss assessing agencies, And still, our physical surveys are also being used, and that physical surveys are being preferred even by customers and dealers also. And wherever the situation is this, we do use these surveys. But as far as the stat and all this concerned, all the surveyors right now using digital survey report submission, they will submit the report digitally. And as far as this, you say they will wait for the bill or they will not accept the bill, whatever the bills sent to WhatsApp or email, we request here dealers, already we are in touch wherever we are having OEM tie-ups, we are in touch with brokers or channel partners, or request our dealer fraternity also here. So let's have an integration. As soon as the invoice is generated, it is automatically flows to our system. There is no need of this WhatsApp, there is no need of email, automatically this invoice will come. And once the invoices come, entire report surveyor will submit digitally, and this order, this work order, delivery order, we assure it is happening in same day. Now also it is happening in same day. Thank you.
Gurpreet sir, good suggestion from your end to meet quarterly. I'll just take up with the council and see that we meet for chai for charcha. So Vikasji, there is one suggestion. Being an MSP provider, all dealerships feel that there is a leakage of data. We find the multiple people calling the customers for renewal. So with the new IT policy which has come in place and still we are all learning about it, what do you think should be the safeguard from MSP side, from the insurance company side, and from dealer side? So data can be leaked from three of us. Maybe RTO also, we do not know. I mean, can be. So what safeguard do you think as an industry we need to take that this leakage doesn't happen? And the days to come, this privacy data and this IT data rules are going to be more stringent the way it has started. So your views on it, sir.
So, thank you. So, as far as data is concerned, I just want to share, since I am from a broking company, I am the principal officer there. For my car insurance, I had motor insurance there in my broking company. For my car insurance, I got calls from 11 different people. And each of them telling me that they are from the same group. They are from my company kind of thing. So I wanted to check what exactly is happening. Then when I went into detail, I found somebody doing telecalling and, trying to tell me that, they are from the dealership only, they are from this place only, and you'll get all the services and everything. Anyway, this was a learning for me that, the data gets leaked. If it can happen with me, then I am sure it happens with everybody. So the places where data gets leaked, I will not comment exactly on that. As far as our systems are concerned, we have a digitized system from which data cannot get leaked. Now, at which stage, at which place, even insurers for that matter, I am sure they also are very, very strict on data. They will not let their data go out like this. Somewhere in some places, data is definitely available with, with people. And unfortunately, some intermediaries are taking that data and calling. Now, the solution which you said, what is the solution to this? When the new IT policy is implemented, the only solution here, what I see here is digitization. If the manual processes are cut to almost zero, then data flows only through digital channels. And there is no scope for anybody to take out that data and then, of course there is a scope, but there is a minimal scope on that. So once digitization is fully end-to-end, I think that's the place where we have that insulation.
Thank you, sir. Sir, Rohit, we have one of the problems faced the dealership is when the vehicle comes with a total loss. So the TAT to dispose the vehicle. See, the insurance company has agreed or customer doesn't agree, that negotiation, that is one part of the process. After that, the time you appoint a person to take that salvage and go, the disposal becomes a challenging point. So what do you suggest from the dealership side that we do that this process is much more streamlined and the disposal of the total loss vehicles happens faster? In the event there is a dispute between the insurance and the customer, then what is the way out for the dealership?
I think if you look at the total loss claims, right, it also has various processes, right? And if you look at the tats on each of the points, right, the biggest lags are where we get, as an insurance company, when we look at our internal tats, we face a lot of issues when we're getting the right documents, complete documents. Our process starts, right, but we cannot complete the process till the time we get the entire documents. I think a lot of digitalization can be done on that side where we get documents. Second, when you are at total loss, you have to remove the hypothecation. You are dependent on financial institutions to do that. When you want to scrap it, you are also dependent on the RTO, right? They have to come and remove the chases, right? Without that, you can't scrap, right? So a lot of dependencies are in the entire ecosystem, and a lot of those can be killed by digitalization. A lot of things is something which we'll have to get a process efficiency to make it better. But once the entire process is settled, I think most of the insurance companies are now releasing the payment on very faster TAT on that side. Compared to the own damage, normal small claims, yes, it's a much longer TATs right now. But if you look at it, how it has improved, it used to be really about few months and has now come to a month to 60 days, most of the cases on the private car, two-wheeler as well as commercial vehicle. But that's a pain point. See, as an insurance company, when you have to pay the claim and you're already admitted that you have to pay the claim, there's no fun which an insurance company has to delay the process and make the experience bad for the customer as well as the dealer. Faster we settle the claim, we know the customer will buy a new car faster, right? And hence our endeavor is always to improve the process. But as an insurance company, we have dependencies on a lot of people which is outside the ecosystem of the insurance domain.
So what's your view on this authorized scrapyards have come now? So as of now, the point you mentioned that when there's a total loss, we expect that the chassis number to be cut and given. Doesn't happen. A scrap buyer comes, takes the vehicle, takes the RC and go. And the same vehicle is again resold after repairing it, which is declared as a scrap. I'm talking on flood situation, those type of cases. So as an industry, are you guys up thinking of moving over wherever scrap happens that we will give it to this authorized reseller, scrapping yard, or how?
So we have to look at you have to look at it from two sides. One is the CAT event and one is the non-CAT event, right? In case of CAT event, it's a very different scenario compared to a non-CAT event. A non-CAT event, it's usually a huge collision which leads to a total damage. And in that case, we always believe that the chases should be cut and it should not be used because the vehicle is not in the safe condition. And what you said, yes, it's a good opportunity. I think as an insurance company, we will be very happy to evaluate it and come out with a solution which is a win-win for everyone.
Thank you, sir. Vasudevji, we have one. Neelakantan, you want to say something?
If I can just add to what Rohit had just said about this total loss settlement. As recently as 2 days back, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has given a sort of a nudge, I should say, in terms of using these registered vehicle scrappage facilities. So they have, I think, directed the GI Council to instruct all the insurance companies to follow that henceforth. So as far as our insurance company is concerned, we have been following the system of cancelling the RCs and then disposing of the salvage. As Mr. Rohit had correctly pointed out, there are multiple agencies involved as far as the settlement of total loss is concerned. So that could be one of the reasons why this increased TAT. But once this RC, this registered vehicle scrappage facility comes into place, I think the delay which we are facing in the disposal of salvage, I think that portion can be cut down.
Thanks for an update on this. I have one last question for Mr. Vasudevji. See, A lot of dealers feel, and it's an overall consensus in the dealer community, that when we get the payouts from the insurance company, a detailed report is not there. So we would like to have a report with engine number, chassis number wise, and what is the GST amount, what is the thing. So that billing process is one, we are half dependent on MSP and half on you. So how can this be better communicated?
It is unfortunate that the consensus is that the system lacks transparency. If that's the consensus, that definitely calls for a lot of work there. However, this clarity on payouts is something, see, we have to see the journey we have traveled from cutting business on cover notes and nobody keeping a check, or actually the inability of the entire system to keep a check on the entire series, to now the entire process being digitalized and still struggling in some bits and pieces of it. However, I have been dealing in this space for over a decade, and I can vouch for it that our dealership community is one of the smartest in the country. So as far as the lack of transparency or loss of money is concerned, I would agree that yes, this can be improved, because with the MISP norms in place, a lot of our dependence and a lot of documentation has eased out, because the broker has been playing a vital role in terms of balancing the two parts. However, in some certain cases wherein this lacuna is there, we can definitely sort the process involving the broker in terms of creating a dashboard that further kind of adds the transparency to the system. But as much as I understand the transaction part of it today, this is far more transparent, and the scope for anybody to intentionally fiddle with the system is very minimal. And with the new norms and new changes being in place, and also the already existing smart community becoming smarter by the day, the new generation, the new programs and everything that we see, we clearly know that this space does not have a scope for any of the, and to be very honest, when we are discussing claims or payouts, it is also a moment of truth for us. Be it the claims part of it or be it the transparency on the payouts part of it. None of the insurers would want to stand and justify a delay in claim or a delay in payout or the lacuna in the transparency of the process of payout. So for all of us, it's an endeavor that we are anyways working towards. But of course, if there is a scope and there is howsoever a consensus onto this, we can definitely involve brokers and work towards it.
I'll just add to it what Suraj said. I think you have to look at the payouts in two ways. One is when you work with a broker in the MISP program, and one where you work directly with the insurance company under a POS code. And let's be honest, a lot of dealers work under POS code and a direct MISP with the insurance companies. I think the credit goes to the brokering fraternity on there. I think they have done a tremendous job there. They have completely digitalized it. And today, if you look at every win level, you know your payouts, you know your exact payouts which you're receiving at the vehicle. And please understand, and that's the lot of investment which is done by the broker fraternity on that side to develop it. Now, you have a value proposition to work in the respective OEM program. Yes, at times for various reasons, a lot of dealerships decides not to work in the OEM program and work outside the OEM program under various different intermediary types, right? And that's when they deal with a lot of companies separately, and with multiple companies, they have to deal with it. And hence it becomes a recon issues, and a lot of those issues happen. Hence, I think I would say request everyone to work under the MISP program, which is what is recommended by the regulator. It makes your process much more simpler and transparent.
Anyone else?
I will just want to add on this. On the payout front, there are two places the payout comes in. One is at the time of doing business, other is at the time of claim. So at our place, what we have done is, after implementation of EOM regulations, we were the first in the industry to come out with a portal for that. Rohit and Suraj rightly mentioned. We get case-to-case wise payout from insurance company, and we are so transparent that we display that to the dealer. And that is available at the portal. So anytime dealer wants to see his, case-wise payout, that is available. On the claim side as well, we have developed that kind of system. What is the kind of payout which has come in? If at all there are differences, where are the differences? So we have a claims team who helps dealer team to understand where the gaps are at times. Thank you.
I'll resonate with what Rohit said. The payment goes to the broker, and broker gives the statement to the dealers. And added to that, what we do is that we send a statement of reconciliation on monthly basis with the dealers also. So they can have a view of policy-wise payments. So that doesn't appear to be a big challenge, provided the dealer is working in a program.
As it's already late, we are running late on the program. I would like to thank our distinguished panelists here to having clarified on certain points and the doubts what the dealer community had on the insurance product. So once again, I thank you all for honoring us and coming here for this panel discussion. And we'll look forward to have more such discussions, maybe in a smaller group, so that the flow of ideas and the interaction between the dealer community and the insurance and what's happening at your end, the regulations, the policy changes, at least we get communicated or we get aware of it that this is likely to come in few days' time or few months' time. So that will be a learning process for all of us. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll just have a lovely photo op. That was with the Honorable Minister and our fraternity. One photo op with only our distinguished panelists and the moderator. Thank you for the applause. We appreciate it so much. Ladies and gentlemen, very interesting panel discussion, the last panel discussion for today at our 5th Finance and Insurance Summit 2026. I thank each and every one of you.